What is good, everybody? This is your boy Chad. This is gonna be two videos in one day, man. Today's video we're gonna be talking about Gwen Berry. I think she does shot put or she does the hammer throw for the Olympics. She recently is at the Olympic trials, and as you know, people up on the podium, they're sitting there, doing the national anthem, being patriotic for the country. Well, not even just doing being patriotic. Gwen Berry turns her back and doesn't do the national anthem. Now there are people mad, like, why is she doing that? It's the United States, she needs to represent her country. And then there are others like, yeah, they're like what Gwen Berry said. She said that the national anthem and the American flag don't represent black people. So first off, everybody has the title to their own opinion and how they feel about stuff. That's why we have the, First Amendment, the freedom of speech. If she feels like she wants to use her freedom to not stand for the national anthem and stuff, then, she can go ahead and do that. I don't feel no sort of way, except for I just don't agree with it. But she can do what she wants to do. And as far as it goes for the people who are complaining that she won't do the national anthem, I definitely feel where they're coming from. Now, she said that the reason she doesn't do the national anthem or pledge allegiance to the flag or whatever is because she feels that America and the flag and the national anthem don't represent black people. And she also said that when the national anthem and stuff started playing, that it was a setup. Now, if we all, use like 5% of our brain, and just think, like, how could they have set her up at the Olympic trials? How? And for me, it's just like, I'm sitting up here wondering, how is this a setup? Like, did they kidnap her, bring her to the Olympic trials, throw up on the podium and start playing the national anthem and she didn't know about it? Did they run up on her and do anything to her that she didn't know about? Because that's the only type of stuff I know a setup is. A setup is like, hey, yo, yeah, man, pull up to this spot. You pull up and there's a bunch of people with masks on getting ready to rob you. You feel me? So I'm not really sure what she was talking about with it's a setup. The only person who had anything set up was Gwen Berry. Number one, when the national anthem started playing, she turned her back and didn't do it. Then on top of that, she pulled out a black activist t-shirt to, I guess, protest at the Olympic trials. Now, I am beyond tired of all this woke stuff entering everything that we just want to enjoy. Like, you have woke sports. We got the woke NBA. We got the woke MLB. Where the All-Star game had to leave Georgia. We have woke Delta, woke Coca-Cola, woke school systems. It's just like, when will it end? All people want to do, and I guarantee that 99% of you all watching this video right now, all you guys want to do is watch your favorite athletes compete in the Olympics. And not only compete in the Olympics, but just do their sport, get their medals, see if Team USA is still on top of the world, and move on with our lives. We waited 4 years for this. We didn't wait 4 years for someone to say, I'm not going to do the national anthem. We didn't wait 4 years for people to make a protest and do all this stuff up on the world stage. We waited 4 years to watch our favorite athletes just do their sport. But Gwen Berry doesn't want to seem to do that. And my thing is, like, this is just my opinion. It's like, if you feel that the United States or the USA doesn't represent black people with the national anthem or the flag, instead of you protesting by not doing the national anthem, wouldn't it make more sense for you just not to show up to the Olympic trials in the first place? Because why would you want to represent the U.S. when you feel like they don't represent you? And that's my problem with all this woke stuff. It's not even gotten to the point where they're really protesting like they're trying to do something. It's just for attention. First off, when she was up there on the podium, she wasn't even, on the podium for first or second place. First off, she was for third. So not only is she not winning anything, she's there. She got third. Okay, cool. She qualified. But not only is she not there for first and second, but she's got third. She's complaining that, they don't represent black people, but yet she's black representing the US. It's like it just all really contradicts itself. And it's like, I just don't get it. She wants all the perks, all the achievements and accolades of being an Olympic athlete and being on the team USA, but yet she feels like they don't represent black people. And it's like, if you really were a true activist with your activist t-shirt or a black activist t-shirt that you just happen to have on the stand where you said they set you up with the national anthem playing, then you would not be participating in the Olympic Games. And for me, it's like, for the, let that truck go by, but for me, it's like, for what she's doing, you would think that the US would be like, well, if she feels that, black people aren't represented and she doesn't want to stand up for the pledge when we're clearly representing her by giving her the opportunity to even be here, or she's qualified for the opportunity, you know what I mean? Then they should just cut her. But if they cut her, what is the retort going to be? See, they don't really care about black people and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, I don't understand how logically in these folks' heads they can think this makes sense. Like, it's like, okay, I feel like Toyota cars don't represent black people, and then you catch me going to the dealership, buying a Toyota car, driving around a Toyota car, and then when people ask me why, I turn my back on Toyota and be like, no, I don't want anything. I feel like Coca-Cola doesn't represent black people, but every drink in my house is Coca-Cola. Every time you see me out, I'm drinking a Coke. It logically to me doesn't make sense. Like, if I felt Coca-Cola didn't represent black people, I wouldn't drink Coke at all. If I felt the US didn't represent black people, I wouldn't be competing in the Olympics for Team USA. And that's my thing. It's like, these people don't use their brain. Like, if you felt like the US and the national anthem and the American flag didn't represent you, why are you living in America? Why not just leave and go to another country? Why compete inside the Olympics on the team that you feel doesn't represent you? You see what I'm saying? Because it contradicts themselves. Because you can say Team USA or the national anthem and American flag don't represent black people, but yet they're literally there. You're literally a black person representing them. Like, it contradicts what you're saying. Because if they didn't, represent black people, would be like, you wouldn't even be there because they wouldn't represent black people. So my mind's just boggled at that. But I really just want these Olympic athletes, those who are these activists and you're trying to protest and do all this extra stuff. Like, I just really want to see my folks run track, see my folks do shot put, hurdles, they do everything. I just want to see my folks, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever you want to call yourself, yellow, orange, whatever you identify as, I don't care at this point. I just want to see you do your sport, and that's it. All the extra and the in-between is unnecessary. Like, it legit doesn't make sense, and it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Just do your sport, and let's be done with it. Like, it's that simple. Like I said, I'm just glad that they're getting this all out the way during these Olympic trials, because in Tokyo and Japan, they're not playing with y'all. The Japanese, they've already said, do not come over here with that woke BS. Do not come over here with that, because there will be consequences. We don't want anybody distracting from the Olympics. We've been waiting 4 years from this. And what's crazy is every country besides the US sees what's happening in the US, and they want no parts. They want no parts. They don't want to hear about this woke BS. They don't want to see you protest this woke stuff. They don't want to see none of it. If they hear about it, they're going to handle it. If you do it, they're going to do consequences for it. And it's like everywhere, but it's like every country except for the US is not having this woke BS. But the US, you have Olympic athletes on some, we want to burn the flag after we get up on the podium. You got people turning their back on the flag. And it's like, the reason these folks don't want to leave the US or not represent the US is because they know deep down there's no other country that's more free than the United States. And on top of that, it's like, they know that there's no other country that they would rather represent in the Olympics, because Team US, I'm not even gonna cap, we win a lot of things. So for her to even sit up here and do this is just nonsense. Like, at least come in first or second, during the Olympic trials, if you're gonna pull these types of stunts. Like, all you're doing is saying, I got third place, and I'm gonna just take the light away from the other two individuals who worked hard for first and second. I'm gonna complain, claim I'm an activist, and America doesn't represent me, so I'm gonna turn my back on the national anthem just to draw attention to myself, because literally that's all she's doing, drawing attention to herself. I don't know what other type of thing is going on in her brain, but the only thing she's doing is drawing attention to herself, and it makes her look dumb, in my opinion. Because like I said, if I'm black, right? Okay, I'm black, and I say I don't think America, the United States flag, the US flag, or the national anthem represents me as a black person, I would probably be like, that's pretty much America. The flag doesn't represent me, the national anthem doesn't represent me, nor does just the US in general. I would either A, leave, B, not have anything to do with anything that's American, which means I'd leave, or C, I would not represent America in anything I do because I feel like they don't represent me. So for her to even get, it's just, I'm just at the point where it's just like the hypocrisy and the foolishness of what these people are doing just doesn't make sense to me at all. Like in my other video, I was like, someone help me understand. Like this is another one of those help me understand type things. Like how can you say America doesn't represent black people, but yet you're representing America as a black person at the same time you're trying to do the protest? But yeah, man, I just want to, come here with this video just to say that. Like I said, I don't really understand it. Maybe one day I will. Maybe one day I never will. I don't know. I seriously don't know. I don't know. It's just gotten beyond me with the woke BS. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Like I said, how can you literally say that about America and the national anthem and stuff, but you're literally on the podium qualifying for the Olympics in Tokyo for Team USA as a black person? They really got to make it make sense, man. But like I said, I don't want to keep rambling, being a dead horse, man. So if you have, any comments, leave them down below. And as always, it's been your boy Chad, and thank you all for watching, and I'm out. Peace.